When you get done freeze drying them, it's just like crunchy marshmallows that taste absolutely delicious. Hey there folks, this is Josh, Stoney Ridge Farmer. Welcome back to a wonderful Food Friday treat here on the Stoney Ridge. Oh man, isn't that looking good? So this is pineapples and strawberries are in season here in North Carolina right now, and they're absolutely sweet and delicious, and there's nothing like getting strawberries farm fresh. However, we can only get them one time per year. So today I'm gonna show you guys how we can make some delicious strawberry and pineapple snacks and any other kind of fruit you like in the Harvest Right freeze dryer right here. So freeze drying fruit, you can freeze dry meat, you can freeze dry almost anything, even candy. Skittles are awesome, even though I'm not really fond of Skittles. Come along, let's learn how you can freeze dry your own snacks for a year's worth of delicious snacks whenever the fruit is in season or on sale at the store. Stoney Ridge. Stoney Ridge Farm. Woo! All right, folks, welcome back to the Stoney Ridge Farm channel. We are in what I call the Mega Shop. The Mega Shop will soon have a farm kitchen in it, but we haven't built out the kitchen yet. We just have the shell of the building. So you see all this equipment in the background. There's your Where is Waldo? There's no Waldo back there, by the way. We're in the shop, guys. Please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. We'd love to have you back here on the Stoney Ridge Farm. This is a Harvest Right freeze dryer. We're gonna get down and dirty, and we're just gonna go through this really quickly. It's a super simple process. There'll be a link down the video description in case you want to pick one of these up. I will tell you, it's an expensive thing to own. It's an expensive product to own, but it's priceless to be able to make your own delicious and healthy snacks, guys. And it's also priceless to store food for up to 25 years or so, even more. I don't know. I haven't lived long enough to have food go bad from my Harvest Right freeze dryer. So if you're a prepper, or if you're a mom or dad that just wants to feed their kids some cool, healthy snacks, this is the ticket. This is the way to do it. So what we have today is strawberries are in season around the Stoney Ridge Farm. We're here in the foothills of the Blue Ridge Mountains of North Carolina, and these are some strawberries, and these are also some pineapples that I cut up and prepared. I cut them in half. You can cut them in half, cut them in quarters, whatever you want to do, and you can cut your pineapple however you like. When you get done freeze drying them, it's just like crunchy marshmallows that taste absolutely delicious. Now, we'll give you some pointers. When you cut up your strawberries, make sure you use the most delicious red ripe strawberries. After you cut them up, let them sit for a few days in the refrigerator, along with something sweet like the pineapple with a little citrus to it if you want a little spice, or if you just want to cut them up and put them directly in the freeze dryer, you can do that. Now, this will go on these Harvest Right freeze dry trays. Super easy, super simple. So first thing we're gonna do, we turn on the Harvest Right freeze dryer. We have to wait 15 minutes for it to cool off, and then we slide our trays full of deliciousness right into the freeze dryer. Now, why would I wanna freeze dry something instead of just putting it in the dehydrator? If you've ever had dehydrated strawberries, they will pull a filling out in a heartbeat. They are really tough, really chewy, and they're not very palatable, okay? They're delicious, but they're just, they just stick in your teeth. Same thing goes with pretty much anything else. You can make jerky in a dehydrator, or you can make crunchy jerky in a Harvest Right freeze dryer. So let's just go ahead and we'll put everything in here. Although, if you have chickens and a surplus of eggs, you can take those eggs, scramble them up, put them in the freeze dryer, and save them for long-term storage, guys. We only have around 3 days of food in every city. So 3 days with infrastructure shut down, and people are going to be fighting for food. You're not, because you got a freeze dryer. So let's go down here and we'll show you how this all works. So the first step is to cut your veggies up. The second step is basically to load your veggies or your fruit into the Harvest Right freeze dryer right here. And this is all we're gonna do. We're just gonna grab a big old handful and go like that. There's gonna be some delicious juice down in here. You don't wanna put all the juice in the Harvest Right freeze dryer tray. You do want to space this stuff out on your trays, okay? Now we look at how much we have, and we want to fill up our trays every time we use the Harvest Right freeze dryer. You don't want to put rotten fruit or anything like that, but extra sweet is awesome. And you want to separate all this so that it dries in a very uniform pattern, okay? You know the strawberries are going to be a little bit more dry or less moist than the pineapple. If you squeeze the pineapple, juice comes out. If you squeeze this, juice really doesn't come out. You don't have to cut them up. You can always just put them in whole. So that is one tray right there. It's important that you don't let them stick up too high because they will hit inside the freeze dryer, okay? Right here, there we go. We'll go ahead, load up our next tray. Now remember guys, we're doing this while the Harvest Right freeze dryer is pre-cooling. So now that we have our vegetables or fruit, anything you want to dry, you can dry in this. You can put kale in here. I don't care what it is, you can freeze dry it, absolutely. Now you don't want to freeze dry oily things because oil won't dry in a freezer, okay? The way this machine works is that it takes a vacuum. It sucks out the moisture and drains it out the backside of the machine. So it will freeze, it will thaw, it will vacuum, and it will suck out the moisture from all this fruit, and you'll end up with crispy, crunchy deliciousness. Our timer is right up in the top right corner right there, and we're at 13 minutes, 11 seconds, and you can see some frost starting to develop inside the Harvest Right freeze dryer. These pads right here will heat up, so you need to make sure that the pad is on the bottom where the tray slides in, and you'll see that in a second. Okay, so we've been 15 minutes. It says load food into freeze dryer, close drain valve. Do not mix frozen and non-frozen food. Hit continue after you load it. So we open our container, just like this, open the freeze dryer, and we'll slide our trays in, just like so. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, you see what I mean about clearance? They can't stand up too high or they'll hit the top of that portion of the freeze dryer. See the ice on the inside right here? All that ice will stick to it, so it pulls the humidity and moisture out, sticks the ice on the side of this, and then it heats itself up and all the ice comes out. So load into freeze dryer, close drain valve. Okay, so we're gonna close this up. There's a drain valve right over here on the side. It's open, we'll close that. Okay, we've got our pan that our food was in that's gonna drip into a little bit later on. We hit continue, and it starts to freeze. This is our vacuum pump right here. It draws the vacuum, which pulls that moisture right out of that delicious fruit that we just put in there. Harvest Right has an awesome cookbook and an awesome guidebook. So if you're curious about how long it's gonna take, it just depends on what you put in there. So this could take 24 hours, this could take 12 hours. I'm not quite sure. You've just gotta learn by trial and error. And there's also a great guide in the cookbook from Harvest Right. We'll see you guys in just a minute when we get to the next step. All right guys, so it's been just about 24 hours. My allergies are killing me today, so please excuse that. But here's what we get. It says warm trays, process complete. So what we'll do is open drain valve to vent. So we're gonna reach right over here. We're gonna open our drain valve very slowly, just like so. All right, now we're gonna go to defrost. Keep drain valve open, remove product from dryer, close door. All right, let's see what we got here. Strawberry, looks like a strawberry. Tastes like a delicious strawberry. So this is our net result. Let's try our pineapple. Oh. It's like crunchy, delicious pineapple. Oh, so good. Look at that. That is so awesome, guys. So that's how a freeze dryer works, and that's how you make delicious and nutritious snacks for your family with the freeze dryer. Guys, it's all about eating right. It's all about having the right food. And it's all about preserving food when it's in season. Stay tuned for a future video with the Harvest Right freeze dryer. We're gonna try hamburger, steak, and all kinds of other stuff. It's gonna be awesome, guys. Thanks a lot for joining me. Oh, I can't wait. So we'll put these in Mylar bags, we'll save them, and they'll have a shelf life of up to 25 years. That's awesome. Thanks, guys. We'll see you in the next Food Friday here on the Stoney Ridge Farm. I got a little work to do. See you next time. Come on down to the Stoney Ridge, bring your wife and bring your kids. We're living life pure and sweet. That's the way it's supposed to be, Stoney Ridge. Steak. You can freeze. The freeze is on. The freeze is on. See you guys in the next video.